Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Politics in Plain English, and today I have the memo that has been long awaited from the White House. Now, I am so glad that, we have modern technology because now we can get things in real time. So this memo that came out yesterday that everybody has been wanting to see, I did my due diligence. I printed it off the computer and I went through and I actually underlined certain things that I think are very important. The first page is basically just telling us that the White House has declassified this information and made it available for us to see. And in here, on the actual first page of all the information, it speaks about the purpose of releasing this information. And it says, one, it raises concerns with the legitimacy and legality of certain DOJ and FBI interactions with the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, Fisa. And two, represents a troubling breakdown of legal processes, especially to protect the American people from abuses from the Fisa process. Now, it goes on here in the second half. It speaks about investigation updates. Now, this is basically it's saying that there were 4 opportunities for the government to come before the court system and actually tell them why they needed a Fisa in the first place. And they never told them that this was to spy on their opponent. They merely went in there and they tried to make it like, this is just something, foreign, something foreign government. They never told them anything about where they were getting this information from. They never told them they got it from Hillary or the DNC. They just went in there blindly. The judge didn't know where they got it from. They just got it approved. And here it speaks about every 90 days. Now, this is where the mentality of a criminal comes in, because every 90 days you have to get this information renewed. And so every time they got it renewed, they had to bring forth this dossier. Now, this next page here, it goes on to speak about this criminal guy. His name is Christopher Steele. You've seen him a lot or heard about him a lot on the Fox News, because he's the one that was going around making up this stuff about this dossier. Now, I understand that this is only the tip of the iceberg. They have this is just 10% of the information that we've gotten so far. It's going to get worse as time goes on. But this Steele character, he's the one that actually was sitting up writing all this stuff. So the collusion wasn't with Trump and the Russians. The collusion is here. This is this guy, Mr. Steele, Christopher Steele. And like I said, whenever they went before the FISA court, the judge, they had to show this information, because without the information of this salacious information about Trump, supposedly, they would not have been approved to spy on their counterparts. Now, they threw in this guy, Carter Page. Now, Carter Page hasn't anything to do with the Russians at all. Matter of fact, I think that he may have gone one time had a trip back in July of 2016 to Moscow, and it has nothing about him meeting with them to do, spy work, or he wasn't a spy or whatever. So anyway, all this information comes out because, believe me, there's a God in heaven. My mother said he sits high and looks low. And also the Bible said there's nothing that is done in darkness that will be brought to the light and will be shouted upon the rooftops. And this is the rooftop that is being shouted from. Now, he was actually, they said, Steele is in numerous encounters with the media, violated the cardinal rule of source of handling, breaking his confidentiality. Now, remember back last year, they were constantly, every day, like every other day, information was just leaking out. Well, guess what? This guy, Christopher Steele, was the leaker. We know James Comey is the one that set everything in motion. When he got fired, he threw his Rosen's Mueller in there. But this guy, Steele, is the one who was constantly going to the news media. They did this. This is him. So he got kicked to the curb because they found out he was the one. And it gets even worse. This guy, that's the Asian guy. He's married to the older looking woman. She was part of this deal too. She worked for with the GPS. Yeah, that's what she worked for, the GPS, in culminating all this information. So they were all these people working hand in glove together. Now this is how dirty. This part here speaks about James Comey, how rotten this man is. He was in Trump's face. And he told him, oh, yeah, they're looking at some things. They got a whole lot of salacious and unverified information. You don't have to worry about it. He never told him that this unverified information that was made up was being sent to a Fisa court to spy on him. So remember back last year when Trump was saying that people were spying on him, that the media laughed. Oh, he's just crazy. He's crazy. It ain't true. That turned out he was not crazy. He was telling the truth. They were spying on him in the Trump Towers. And so this last part speaks about George Papadopoulos, and that they find that there's no cooperation or anything between Carter Page and George Papadopoulos. So anyway, the last part I'm seeing Peter Strzok. He had an affair with his mistress, Lisa Page. And he and Lisa Page, they were constantly, texting each other, emailing each other 50,000 times, I believe. And I'm like, when did they get a chance to work? This is his mistress. And lo and behold, here it is. He needs an insurance policy to make sure that Trump does not get elected. Now, since these people are so big on outing everything that's dirty on somebody else, supposedly dirty on somebody else, I wonder how Peter Strzok's wife is feeling about now. Because his face is eternally connected to Lisa Page on television. All you hear about is Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. His wife, if I was his wife, I know I'd be hitting him with a frying pan. But again, like I said, whatever is done in darkness will be brought to the light and be shouted upon the rooftop. So now we know this is just the beginning of the downfall of the Clintons and the DNC. And matter of fact, how do you know when a Democrat is lying? When they're moving their lips, they're lying. That's how you know. So until next time, be sure to subscribe and share. Bye-bye.